Hey everyone, Greg Cazillo from Cazillo.com. I am finally back online for Keep Shooting Monday number 24. Since my audio was not working, I want to thank everyone that stuck around and kept tweeting and mentioning and whatever so that we're back online. So yes, we're back on, we're working, and we have some audio. I have a couple of news items today. I have a couple of Cazillion questions, and I'm also going to go through what is in my think tank bag here, my Airport Security 2. I had promised that a couple weeks ago. I forgot about it last week, but I am finally going to make it. So my Airport Security is my special guest for today. All right, so first, a couple of things that I wanted to go over today is first, Lightroom 5, couple of issues posted over on blogs.adobe.com. I will put up a link to all of these articles in the description of the video and also on the blog on the website page on the blog article on the website on Cazillo.com. So if you do have want to go back and refer to this, they will get posted up there today. First thing, incorrect photos selected when working with publish service. That is the big one. So if you would accidentally say post, it's like select the wrong photo and then you delete something and they shouldn't have deleted. So be very careful when selecting images inside of Lightroom 5 with a publish service. Noise reduction and sharpening not visible on export. That's obviously a problem. This is one reason why I always keep that older version around, just in case, to make sure that there are no issues, at least for a couple of weeks or a month. Then I'll uninstall it. I don't, however, go directly to that new version right away, even with a program like Adobe, because there's always going to be issues. They can't. It's with the range of different computer problems and issues and changes and challenges and all those things. It is impossible for Adobe to really work out all of these bugs, or any software manufacturer work out all their bugs before they can launch software. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's see, preamble, I wouldn't worry about that one. The big one that I wanted to talk about, and Luifer37, I don't know how you say that, Luifer37 sent me a tweet last week and said, hey, I got the new version of Lightroom 5 even though I bought Lightroom 4 last week. So it says here on the website, we've seen quite a few questions for those who just purchased Lightroom 4. If you purchased Lightroom 4 very recently is the way that they worded it here. I would say if you purchase it within the last month, I would call up Adobe and I would try it and see what the deal is. See if they'll do it. See if they'll upgrade it for you. If not, it's not. You're not wasting anything. You're not losing anything, basically. But try it out. See what happens, and kind of go from there. All right. So maybe you can get a free upgrade there instead of spending the $79 for that upgrade. Couple other things. There's a lot of firmware updates that came in this week, and DP Review has a list here of a few. EOS 650D or the Rebel T4i, Nikon 1 firmware, and what else? So the Olympus stylus. I don't know who shoots. I've never seen anybody shoot an Olympus camera, but sorry if there is one of those out there. The Sigma DP1, number of those. Again, I'll post a link to this article so that you can get all of those links up and head over to the right place. Last thing, again, I forgot about this. I should have grabbed my little Otherworld computing hard drive that I bought, which is really awesome. I'm loving that thing. It's very fast. Really like it. Anyway, as of late, I've been pushing my files through the network. What I do is I actually have a separate network cable that is connected into my gigabit switch that is also where my server and my workstation are plugged into. And so it makes my transfer speeds a lot quicker rather than going over Wi-Fi here at the studio. And that speed is okay, but you know what? I had a big event last weekend, and there was something like 30 gigs of files, and I said, you know what? Let me try something. What I ended up doing is actually installing these drivers on my Windows 7 machine, and it works great. What I was now able to do is, instead of pushing the files over the network because the PC couldn't read the HFS file structure, now I don't have to worry about that. I can take that drive that I have, plug it directly into my PC, directly into my workstation computer, copy those files over to my archive drives without any problems, and so it ends up working out really well, a lot faster. Use the full speed of that eSATA connection or the FireWire 800 right on that machine rather than dealing with the slower gigabit connection, and it works great. So Again, I'll put this link up so that you can check it out. A couple of Cazillion questions. First is that from Eric. These are actually a couple little parts and pieces of different questions, so I'll go ahead and answer those. What's your best advice on shooting in split lighting? Split lighting is one of those things that you kind of have to have the right person and the right light, so you can't really go out and say, I'm going to shoot a split light portrait today. It just has to kind of naturally happen. By the way, split lighting is when you split the face right in half, typically with light on one side, dark on the other. And it doesn't have to be very harsh or very strong. It could be actually kind of muted, and there could be the ratio could be, you know, maybe like 1 to like 1.5, just slightly darker. That could still be considered to be split lighting, but not something that I do a lot. The person has to be really, really perfect. Not perfect face, but perfect subject for that type of lighting. And so, yeah, anyway, that's the deal there. Where some of the face is shadow, some of it is in sun. I've only ever seen split lighting where it is right down the middle, by the way. Besides just moving into pure shadow or whatnot, again, you have to experiment, try it out. Different lighting sources, especially when you're on location, is going to be difficult to find that right spot. You're just going to have to experiment. You can't say, you know, this is going to work every single time, because that's not how photography is. It's not one of those things that's definitely going to work. And where you cannot direct a kid to do what you need, I don't quite understand what that means. So that was questions from Eric. Another one here. Any chance of getting an assignment on Friday as a restrict shooting to one weekend for people who do not have time during the week due to family work, study, etc.? Wow, that was a long question. Yes, I have a good idea with that. Here's what I'm going to do. Anyone that is on the forum already, I'm actually going to post the assignments early. I'm going to post them on Fridays in a private part of the forum for those assignments, for the people that are signed in. They're the only ones that are going to be able to see it ahead of time. So if you haven't already created a article, or I should say, not an article, what's the word I'm looking for? Account. That's what I'm saying. You haven't quite yet created an account on the website in the forum, then to give you another reason to go ahead and do that. I will post them early so that you can see that. I'm probably going to make it one thread so that you'll get emailed for that thread, and you can subscribe to it and you'll be notified easily, and it'll be a lot easier, I think, than any other source, and just be quick and easy, and I can post to it rather quickly without kind of spending a lot of time. So yeah, let me check some YouTube comments before I get out of my questions here. Did anybody have any other questions? Go ahead and post those. That we would be good. I'm going to start going over my bag here and go from there. So first, love your outlook. Oh, okay, yeah, that was probably from some of my comments earlier. Okay, so first thing, a couple of umbrellas that I have here from PhotoFlex. I love the PhotoFlex umbrellas. Is this a PhotoFlex? Maybe this one isn't. But I love their equipment. I think they're quality equipment, quality gear, and so that's why I shoot their gear all the time. Here is another one, PhotoFlex small softbox. This is a Light Dome XS, a little 1-foot softbox, and in here is actually a card. Sorry, not a card. The speed ring for one of my strobes. So that's a good thing. And so I kind of pack it all in that bag and slide it in the outside here. Sometimes I will slide a laptop in here, but I haven't purchased one of the actual laptop bags that fit in here yet. And so that's why it's not in there. It doesn't get used as a laptop bag. This is the lock for it. I have some rubber bands and remote control and batteries. What else is in here? That is about it. This is a mount for a flash, a tiny little mount that is for a flash, just a cold shoe that I needed to mount it on a 1/4-20 or something to put it in some special remote place with some kind of a super clamp or something like that. I can do that. Some pens, some markers, and that appears to be about it. Yep, that's everything that's in there. Over here on this side pocket is actually where, I believe anyway, I keep keep it in here? I used to, anyway. Don't know what I did with it. Keep the... actually, these are the straps. Some straps are in there. But I also used to keep the actual plastic bag thing, the rain cover, in here. I don't know what I did with it. I thought for sure I kept it in there, but I guess not. On this side is actually where you also mount your tripod if you wanted to, if you're going on location. Another really cool thing that I carry a lot is my Hono photo set. This is actually just a bag with a bunch of little parts and pieces in here for my flash. Basically modifiers. Here's a grid, and this one is a reflector card, and there's a couple of, there's a grid or a snoot you can use as a reflector if you wanted to. This is the gold one, and what else is in there? There's another softbox in there, smaller softbox. So a bunch of little parts and pieces. Eventually I'm going to do another video on those and using all of those, and so yeah, they're coming. So this is a really neat set. And let's see, what else is in here? I got that pocket. Oh, you know what? There it is. Oh, maybe not. That's just the backpack straps. Never mind. Okay, so now I'm gonna sit it down so that I don't dump everything out of it. By the way, business cards are up there in the business card holder right there at the top. Gotta have those. Okay, so let's start with the pockets here. So I have some batteries. There it is. Some batteries there. And this is the cable for, a spare cable, that is, for my GPS unit, the Nikon GPS unit that I have. GP1, I think it is. I actually ended up buying a second one of those cables, and it was like $30 or $40 for that cable. What ended up happening is, when I use that GP1 with my, when I'm wearing my Black Rapid, the cable comes straight out of the side of the adapter, or out of the hot shoe, and it frayed the cable, and I pushed on it so much, was walking and swinging with it so much, ended up messing it up. So I ended up buying another one of those cables. The other one does still work, but the connection was a little weird, so I wish they were both 90 degrees. I guess maybe I could flip it going the other way. I don't know. Instead of putting it straight in, turn it around, go the other way. I don't know, but it bothers me that I had to spend another $30 on a cable. I think it could be designed a little bit better. Cold shoe adapters for putting on a tripod. All kinds of stuff going on my phone. And down there is a network cable. I don't know why that's still in there, but that's what that red thing is right there. And that is the camera strap, just in case. Down here, I have my Quantum Turbo batteries for a couple of my strobes. Still use these. They're awesome. Absolutely love the battery. Has a lot of power, and they work really good. I'm still using these Radio Slave 4i units. I have not upgraded to... I forget the brand that I wanted to upgrade to. Anyway, I still use these. One of these days I might upgrade to another set, but they work really good with some of my other stuff. And to be totally honest, I've had pretty good luck just using the Nikon CLS straight as is, and most of the time I really haven't needed to upgrade it yet, so I've been sticking with it. This is a softbox frame, another one if I'm using my any of my SB900s. I have a few of these, and so if I'm using an SB900, then I use this frame. And what other flashes do I have in here? I have this one, a ThinkLight Speedlight, as a backup one. Godox one. Works good for a manual flash. This thing, I probably should have figured out a better way to hold this. And a couple more strobes I have, and my old 600. I probably should just take this thing out and replace it with my 900s that I have. But I kind of have a separate bag with my other two 900s, and so I keep these two in here because they're smaller and lighter. And this is a 600. This is an old, not a 600. This is an SB28, I think it is, but it's kind of 6 SB20. I guess that says 6 because it is kind of rubbed off. But this thing works good for if I'm mixing light with another source because it has the remote built in there. And so once in a while I'll grab it and use it if I needed it. And I'm not as worried about that one, so if it gets busted or I do something to it, I don't care about it as much as if, say, I had my SB, you know, one of my 900s or something like that. Then I'd be pissed off if I broke one of those. Mess of cables. Of course, the old SC17 cable right there, which doesn't want to come out of its hole. And these are power cables that go with the quantum turbo batteries and charger for the quantum. And then the quantum flash that I have. This is the T2, which works great. This thing has so much light. I love it because it's bare bulb. And you can take the modifier off here and go bare bulb with it. That's why I love this thing. I haven't been using it as much lately, and I've actually been thinking, should I switch some of my equipment around? But I do absolutely love it. The only drawback of it with it is you have to use it with one of the batteries, and with one of those turbo batteries or a Turbo Z battery or one of the quantum batteries. And but yeah, it's still a really good unit, and I use it once in a while. But it's been so nice to not have to walk up to the flash and modify the power on it. I just do it right on the back of the the SB800 or 900 that I have right on my camera. And that's been a lot nicer, and so I've been kind of getting lazy with that. But, most of my portrait shoots and things have been relatively close up, and I haven't really needed to the extra distance or the extra power or the flexibility of that flash. So I'll use it once in a while, but, not a whole lot. So I think that's about everything in here. I do actually have 2 sets of these radios. 2 senders, 2 receivers. And, that's something I didn't pull out. My L508 light meter. I still do carry that thing around. But, as you see here, I should have taken the battery out in case it explodes, because I don't want that battery to explode in it. I don't use it very often. It's pretty rare when I use it, but I do carry it around as an absolute backup, or if I need to show somebody. I'm better off putting it in a bag and bringing it with me rather than just leaving it at the studio all the time in a closet somewhere. So I will carry it. It does still work. It's a good unit. The L508 was one of the best light meters ever made, with the variable spot and with the the wide area. It's a really, really good unit. And so I bought it in college, but I can't seem to let it go. I still want to carry it around in my bag. So carry it in this one with the flash bag, the flash equipment. So did you guys have any questions or anything? I'm going to go through those real quick, and then that will be it for today. Let's see. Somebody mentioned the F word. I'm going to get onto this rant, and I'm going to get off of this rant real quick. Somebody mentioned the Vector 66, mentioned the Gary Fong dome things. Okay, here's the problem with the Gary Fong dome. What they've done is a really good job in marketing, but the problem is they don't educate people on how to use a modifier right. Perfect example, I was in an event about a year and a half ago, and it's a big, huge auditorium, big, huge room, and this lady was sitting in the back of the auditorium area, whatever you want to call it, and she had her stupid Gary Fong dome on, and everybody that puts it on and they think it's an automatic fix for everything. It's going to make everything look great. Well, when you're standing 100 feet away from the stage and you want to take good photos with a flash and have that flash make a difference, you don't use a Gary Fong dome, which is going to light up the entire room and send light everywhere. That's not the right way to use a modifier like that. The right way to do it when you're standing at that distance is to focus the light and to push it and to put a tighter pattern on it, not to make the pattern wider and fill the entire room, which is not going to do a darn thing, especially with as low of light was in this room, because it was practically dark. The only lights that were on were the stage lights, and it was at I think I was shooting at 3200 or maybe 6400 just to stop motion to keep my shutter speed a little bit high enough. And so there was no way that it was working out for her. That flash was just a waste. She was just burning batteries out of it. So beware with those kinds of domes and those kinds of modifiers. You need to know how to use them. Okay, they are, dare I say it, a gimmick. You need to know how to use them. Practice with them. Know what the light is going to do. There is no one single product as an end-all, be-all. This is going to make your flash photos look great. It's just not going to happen. So that's my rant on the Gary Fong dome, and yeah, so you learn how to use it. Don't just buy it because you think it's going to fix everything and do everything for your flash photos. Okay, I'm done on that. I'm going to check Twitter, see if there are any questions over here on Twitter. Nope. Okay, it looks like there's no questions on Twitter, and I'll check them one more time here on YouTube, and then we will be out. I think that's it. All right, guys, I don't see any other questions here, so yeah, that's it. So good show today. Thanks for sticking around. Again, I do appreciate it. Any questions or anything, feel free to tweet them over. Make sure you get your photos posted for the Anything Photo Contest. That contest is shoot a photo, something really cool. Doesn't matter what it is, leaving it open to anything. Edit it in Lightroom and then post it onto the forum. Make sure that you edit it or show me the before and the after. I'm going to give extra points to more creativity and photos that basically strike me as being really, really well done, as well as the difference in between the original and the final. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So hopefully you get some good ones. And I think that's it. So, Greg Cazillo, Cazillo.com. Thanks, guys. Keep shooting. See ya.